Kelly,
Brittany,
and Emmy. What we expect from men, but do we take into consideration their needs? Yeah, I don't think they should wait until they're about to explode to say something.
girl, easier said than done. I know. Let them get their stuff off, and then you pick a different time and be like, all right, this is what I'm dealing with, because it's kind of like undermining their feelings at the moment.
It is, because communication is good, but communication goes hand in hand with comprehension. A lot of times people just listen to respond and not to comprehend.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's a huge problem. To your what holds more weight, emotional or financial security?
Go ahead, Brittany, you got this.
that's actually an easy one for me.
That's just a damn excuse. That is an excuse for them to just be.
Before you start dating, you should be able to take care of yourself at least.
Amen.
Which is so. Why do you guys think that we see these men with so many red flags, but we swear I could fix them?
No, I was off. Just try this again. 1, 2, 3.
No.
Almost. It's close enough. It's close enough.
Alrighty, so here we are, Conversations Among Smooth Thinkers, Ladies Edition. So I am here today with
Kelly,
Brittany,
and Emmy.
So what's up? What would you like to talk about, Emmy?
Before we get into that, cheers.
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 Cheers
I can't read.
There you go. It's all right. We good.
to our first episode together. all
Together. All right. So what's the topic?
I'm ready.
Okay. So as women, we know what we expect from men, but do we take into consideration their needs and their happiness?
Sometimes.
I would say we try. I think most people try.
I'm going to agree with both of you.
I think in the beginning we go super hard. I think like a lot of times we're like gung-ho, we're excited in the beginning of a relationship. So yeah, we're really like, oh, what do you like? What do you like to do? And I think sometimes as we settle into the relationship, it get comfortable, especially when men like to kind of just let us get our way, to just kind of make us happy, and we kind of just lose sight of what they care about because we're so used to them just letting us have our way.
I'm going to agree. That happened to me in my last relationship. I was so used to everything is yes and whatever I want and all of that. So I don't think I was thinking as much as what does he need. And I would ask him though. I would ask him here and there, like, like emotionally and mentally certain things. But it's more so I would tend to focus on what I needed. Like what was lacking that I needed. So I'm going to agree. At the beginning, we do go super hard. And then when we get comfortable, we kind of forget a little bit.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to constantly do in a relationship. I think you always have to check in and see what each other's needs are. So it's easy to kind of go through those moments where you kind of lose sight of that. So I don't think there's a point where you have it all figured out because people change, people grow, different life circumstances happen. So I think it's something you just have to do as long as you're in a relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to continually do it. But my question is, do you think they're always honest with us when we do ask?
I mean, yes and no. I think maybe for men, it might be hard for them to express what their needs are. They might not even know what they need or how to ask for it. So that could be something. But yeah, I think it could be hard.
Yeah.
It
Even for me.
It depends on the man as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of men are taught, so I'm Puerto Rican, and like in Hispanic households, they're taught to like, they can't show emotion.
Right.
That you can't cry. Oh, crying isn't allowed. That's not a masculine thing to do. That's something that I had to argue with certain men in my family about. Like, don't you ever tell my son not to cry. Don't do that. Like, no.
Yeah.
Showing your emotions, expressing your emotions is something healthy, and it's something that's necessary. And that's something that he's going to need anytime he's in a relationship. I don't want my son to just stay quiet on what bothers him or what hurts him. And the same thing, if I'm in a relationship, I don't want my person to do that either.
Yeah,
Same.
I agree.
Yeah, I want them to have that safe space where they can express themselves.
I think that mindset is slowly changing now over time. I think when we were growing up and we were younger, that wasn't it. It was very much the hyper masculinity
Yeah.
and be a man. Don't cry. Don't do this. Don't show your emotion. Happy wife, happy life, yada, 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 all that stuff. So that's how they grew up. And I think the boys growing up now is, no, I'm pissed and I'm going to let somebody know that I'm pissed, or I'm hurt. I'm going to let you know I'm hurt, you know? So I think that's a good thing, though. I mean, I just wish that more men would kind of implement it. You know what I'm saying? Like, be honest. There's a way to be honest without being hurtful and disrespectful. And I think that's the problem that most people don't have, because it comes out when you're mad, like super mad, or you're super frustrated. So now it's like, all right, I asked you how you felt. It was, oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
Yep.
Until you're not good. And now all of a sudden it's a problem that I never knew anything about. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just learning that and communication. But I think for women it just comes natural. Like, we want to know how you feel sometimes, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't want to know how you feel, because we might know how you already feel. We just don't want to ask about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that's just my thought on it.
Yeah. I would say I personally struggle with being honest and upfront about how I felt in a relationship. And a lot of that, I guess, could be from just not trusting that the other guy or the other person would accept those emotions and things like that. So I can understand how, yeah, it kind of just blows up at some point, right? Like, you're holding it in, whoever the person is, and then at some point it explodes and you're not really getting to the root of why you're acting the way you're acting, if that makes any sense. So sometimes
It turns into an emotional roller coaster.
yeah,
It
it's kind
does.
of like that.
It does.
Yeah, I don't know if people in general have exercised that muscle of like, how do I express how I'm feeling right now without it being
Over the top.
Yeah, just right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if you're a people pleaser, it's kind of hard, because you
Yeah.
don't want the other person to be upset. So you try to like keep the peace, but at the same time you're suffering until you blow up. You know what I mean? And I think some guys are like that too. They just try to keep the peace, so they just don't
Yeah,
say
for
anything.
sure.
You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, now they're all angry and frustrated, and now you got to deal with that, but you don't know how, because they haven't said anything about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't think they should wait until they're about to explode to say something.
girl, easier said than done.
I know. That happened to me like not too long ago. And it took like, I wouldn't say an argument, but a disagreement. And he said like how he felt of a particular situation. I was like, wait, what? What? And he was like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm like, no, don't apologize for how you feel. You should have said this a while ago.
Right.
Like, how am I supposed to know that was bothering you? I'm not psychic, so.
I heard somebody say something interesting, and I don't know, I guess I'll try to implement it, but it was just like, if somebody is expressing their feelings to you in that moment, don't take that time to now bring up the feelings that you held on to for so long. That ain't the time. Let them get their stuff off, and then you pick a different time and be like, all right, this is what I'm dealing with. Because it's kind of like undermining their feelings at the moment.
It
Like,
is, because communication is good, but communication goes hand in hand with comprehension. A lot of times people just listen to respond and not to comprehend.
yeah, I agree.
And that's a huge problem.
You're already defensive. You hear something that triggers
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
So you're just waiting for them to shut up so you could get your stuff off and be like, no, this is how I feel. This is how it made me feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you have to really comprehend what the person's saying. And I think sometimes we don't do that. We get defensive, especially if we're trying to come from a good place.
For sure.
You know what I mean? If your intentions were good, like, I wasn't trying to make you feel a certain type of way, you know, it can feel hurtful when somebody's like, I don't like when you do that. Or
Yeah.
it's aggravating when you do this, even though you thought you were doing something nice. So
So I have another question.
what's up?
What is more important to you, or what holds more weight, emotional or financial security?
Ooh. Go ahead, Brittany, you got this.
That's actually an easy one for me.
She's like, I already know this one. This is easy.
For me, it's emotional security.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can weather financial insecurity, or at least I feel like I can weather that. But I need to know I have a person that I can trust, that we support each other, and that we have each other's back. So I'm more concerned with that than, because, you know, financial stability, that can come and go. I think that's,
It fluctuates.
yeah, I mean, the economy, like, there's so many different things that can happen as far as that, but I need to know that I'm with someone that can weather that with me. So for me, that's an easy emotional security.
Yeah, I'm with Brittany on that. Like
Emotional.
my peace of mind,
Yeah,
especially as I
peace
get
of
older,
mind.
means more to me than anything else. Like the added stress and everything else. No, I kind of know if we're good, then we can figure everything else out. Like everything else we'll get through if we can be on the same page.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna agree. Emotional. And like you said, if we can reach that happy medium, if we both understand each other and we're both providing emotionally what the other one needs, we'll figure out the financial.
So you know what I think is interesting then? I think, and I can't speak for men because I'm not, but I think most men think financial security first. And I think that's where a lot of us clash because we're like, if we're emotionally good, you know what I mean, then we'll figure it out. And then we're like, no, if I got my money right or I got this situation right, then we'll figure out the other stuff.
Right.
And I think that's a lot of times where we clash because our priorities are just different. They're like, oh, I got to get a house. I got to get this. I have to have this amount of money in the bank. I have to have this car. I have to do this. And then we're like, I just want our house to be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need peace in the house and we'll figure out all that extra stuff.
But because also women do mature emotionally a lot faster than men do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
I think that stops though at a certain point though. I think at some, like, I get that. Like growing up, probably your like teens, 20s, yeah. But I think at a certain point now that shouldn't be an excuse for a man.
Girl, Google deadass says men mature at between 41 and 43.
That is insane to me. I feel like that's
Google it.
that's just
Google
a
it
damn
right
excuse.
now.
That is an excuse for them to just be fuckboys until their 40s. That's crazy.
yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like
I
that
don't like
either.
that
I'm not
I don't like
jacking
that
that.
either.
Yeah, no,
I'm not jacking that. So I got to go through adulthood in my 20s and 30s and wait for you to finally figure it
Yeah,
out
no.
at 40. So who's figuring it out before then? Who's getting stuff together
Yeah.
in the 30s and that's insane to me.
That is.
Nah, I'm not jacking that.
I
I'm
do
sorry.
think the internet, at least the conversations on the internet, would point to that women want or value financial security over.
Agreed.
So I can understand people who prioritize that. And I think it's important for all, I think, women and men to prioritize their financial, security. So it's not unimportant, but when you're talking about doing life together, like
I think it should be like the financial should be a close second. Like it's not like a huge gap in between. I think yes, your emotional stability because you could have all the money and still have a miserable household.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's so what's good is yeah, you can, take care of yourself, your basic needs, but if you're mentally stressed out or sick or whatever, like you don't enjoy it. You know what I mean? So I feel like both go hand in hand.
Like you said, the financial is also important, but I think that even before you get with somebody else, like before you start dating, you should be able to take care of yourself at least.
Amen.
Which is something that a lot of people do not prioritize. I know I've got a story.
Amen.
I know
She
I
got a
bring
story.
this up every single time I give a bad example of a guy. But that guy that I always mention, bro, he didn't even have a bicycle.
The one who can't get his hands dirty?
And who needs snacks.
gosh.
That same guy.
The snacks guy.
The snacks guy. I promise you, he didn't even have a bicycle.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
I
I'm not
didn't
gonna
know
lie.
that I didn't know that guys use that excuse a lot. Oh, my car is in the shop. Again, I'm not from here. So like in Puerto Rico, nobody says that shit. Nobody says, oh, my car is in the shop. He went to see me in a car. Come to find out months later, that was his uncle's car.
Yo,
He said, oh, when I left from seeing you, like my transmission broke down. Baby, I don't know nothing about cars. Go ahead. I'm going to believe you. And he talked about, so I took it to the shop. And then it was just like, after a few weeks, I was like, hey, so like, so-and-so, what happened to your car? He's like, no, it's still in the shop. It's still in the shop. It's still in the shop. We're in your relationship.
Oh gosh.
No car. I got cheated on in my car.
Oh no.
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's the ultimate disrespect. You ain't gonna
Yeah,
cheat on
for
me in my
sure.
car.
It's okay. I got my lip back. Anyway. So that leads me into the
next
question.
Perfect, because I swore I could help him. Why do we as women, why do you guys think that we see these men with so many red flags, but we swear I could fix them? I can fix them. Why do you think? Like, where does that come from?
I don't know. I don't know. Some people say it's just our nurturing nature.
I think so.
and motherly stuff. We're so like that's just it's our instinct. We just want to take care and bring the best out. Girl, mm-mm. Like, and then what's crazy is that like they'll say that when we get older we're so bitter and we're whatever else, but it's like nah, we done helped like 40 niggas before.
Right, exactly.
That shit did not help us at all.
It
So
didn't.
now you got to come with something. Like I need a starting point. Like we're not going to just start from scratch and I'm gonna help you build your business at 45. I can't do that. Like we're not doing that. So I don't know. Sorry, I feel like I'm just going here
No,
right
you're
now.
good. I'm thinking about what you're saying.
So again, that last
The last guy,
not the last one, but
The
that
one-
guy that I mentioned, right?
Yes.
The no bicycle snacks.
With
that
the
one,
car, uncle's car.
yeah, Uncle's car. There was so much emotionally wrong with him. No, I'm so serious, and I felt so bad because he gave me like he had a really. I'm not even like trying to be funny right now. He had a really difficult childhood. So like because I came from like a difficult childhood, even though the circumstances were completely different, I was like, oh my God, I can show him that I can love him no matter what. And so like I tried and I tried and I tried. I got him like therapy. I would encourage like to go, not just to go, but I would go with him to a few sessions and stuff. Nothing. It's like nothing would work. I would try to like I'd try to act like I loved it, but like overly, like a lot, and it was no. I was breaking myself. I was trying to fix him, and I just kept breaking myself.
Mm.
And how I feel is like I feel bad because I feel like you should never change that loving nature and wanting to help somebody. It's just I don't think we realize till too late a lot of times when it's like, all right, they don't want to change. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like at some point you got to be like, all right, tap out. Like, you know what I mean? Because we can show them everything. You could, like you said, take them to therapy, help them get their stuff together. But if they don't want to do it, they not going
It's
to
not
do it.
gonna mean much.
It's not going to mean anything. Like you could only do but so much to help somebody. They got to help themselves too.
Yeah.
So it's draining to you, and then they wonder why
is
you're not
so
the same
draining.
person you were. Because like, yo, nigga, I'm tired. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've helped you as much as I could, but at some point, it's like, all right, well, you're like kind of draining.
It is so
emotionally
and mentally draining.
Do you
It's
think?
horrible.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Do you think that like mindset of I can fix him is like a young person
Girl, no.
dating?
No. No.
No, I'm
No.
37. I still be thinking I could fix these men. I just need to fall in love. Once I fall in love with you,
No,
That's it.
I think
That's it.
You open.
yeah, I can fix you. What's wrong with you? I can fix you. So
yeah,
no.
we see potential, and there's nothing wrong
And
with
that's the
potential.
problem.
I think
we
that makes
see
sense
the potential,
though.
and we
When
just
you're
kind
first
of,
dating someone,
When you
I
first
think,
dating,
yeah, but
I
they gotta
think
see the
makes
potential that
sense.
they have themselves.
I think that reveals itself in time.
And that's the thing. Like I was saying, at some point, when do you just tap out? I think some
Right,
of us
that-
stay
That's the
a
hard
little
question.
too long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You give it some time to like kind of see where it goes, but at some point it's like you're gonna notice a pattern. Like, all right, yeah, I'm making these calls for you, but are you following up on them? Like, I'm taking you here, but are you going on yourself if I don't mention it to you? You know what I mean? So at some point it's like, all right, so you just don't want to. So now you just got to determine, do I just want to be with this person exactly how they are?
Yeah.
If nothing else changed, or is it time for me to move on? I think a lot of times we think about wasted time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I put too much into this, so now I'm not going to go nowhere because I've spent all this time doing that. And I think that's the mindset that kind of holds us back sometimes, because it's like, I put time in. Some other chick ain't going to get all this stuff that I put into you. I helped you get this car. I helped you get this place.
Yeah.
And now you're going to move some other chick in here?
But
Nah,
a
that's
man
hard.
he's gonna change, and he's gonna do better for the woman that he wants.
Agreed. I think so. I used to never think like that, but I think so. At some point, you're gonna want to do it for you or whoever you want to do it for.
No, that's definitely facts. We spoke about it one time on the one-on-one. I told you, like my ex-husband, I would ask him to do certain things. And it was just like it never happened. Now I say it all the time. I get along with his girlfriend. We get along great, and she's always like, "Oh, he does this to me." Yep, yep. And that's thanks to me. And he said it, and she said it too. It's thanks to like the way I was with him. He learned a lot from that relationship. So we sometimes do have that stupid mentality, like I don't want somebody else to enjoy it. Girl, let that man go.
Yeah.
Let that man
I
go,
agree.
because you're gonna be miserable. You're never gonna be happy, and you're just gonna just be there. It takes, I feel like it takes a lot more for a man to leave a relationship, even if he's unhappy, than it does a woman.
Takes a lot more.
You think it takes a lot more for a man to leave?
For a man to
well,
leave,
yeah,
yeah.
because I think sometimes they just get comfortable. Like
Exactly.
if they know,
and even if they're not happy, they'll stay there. They'll probably cheat on you and stuff, but they're
not gonna
physically stay there. A woman leaves mentally before she does physically, but once she's gone, she's gone.
Yeah, I think a man will stay because he's comfortable. It's
Exactly.
like he knows what to expect from you, good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he'll just tolerate it, especially if you're gonna do the things that he needs you to do, even if it's just the basics.
Yep.
Like, I know I'm gonna come home. I know it's gonna be something to eat. I know my laundry's done or whatever it is, or she's gonna take care of this. So why am I gonna leave and try to start over and try to make somebody else do this?
Yeah.
Sucks. Got anything else to add? All right,
No.
so you want to wrap this up?
You have anything else that you want to add?
No.
No. All right, so
Like, comment, subscribe,
follow, share.
notifications. What else did Jeff say? A bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff.
All that stuff that
All
Jeff
the
says.
above,
I think we
repost.
said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so here we are again with
Kelly.
Brittany.
and Emmy.
Peace.
You do the whole piece.
Like, subscribe, share the shit.
We said it.
Share the shit, goddamn.
So how do we do?
I'm impressed.
Impressed.